Acer here. Now, recently, I just realized, there's one of these live service Mech game that is shutting down because, well, it's just an Overwatch clone. It's so unfortunate because I thought it was supposed to be like the game to bring the crowd into knowing what the Gundam is, but apparently it just does not work out. The launch issues, the server issues, and the balance issues for the Gundams is just really ridiculous. The mobile suits themselves are really just weird if you like look at it from a balancing standpoint. Certain melee suits are just way too powerful over other, and if you are able to unlock certain suits earlier than the person who just started playing, you will be dominating the air arena all the time. And well, people are not going to get a good time playing it at least. And that I guess that's why the number of the players is very low at that point. Well, that's just how it is. A lot of people say like, "Oh, live service games are dying or something," but then, well, if you look at the numbers of Gundam Evolution, that is a dying game, confirmed 100%. So with that said, well, with that said, however, I still believe the mecha renaissance is going to happen in the future. Why is that? Well, you see, there is a new video that's actually released recently, like it's literally just now, alongside when I was like watching the NGS headline, which is it's alright, but then I realized, oh wow, wait, what is this? Why did they suddenly release a gameplay preview? And then I realized, oh wow, oh yeah, there's a San Diego Comic Con event that has players that allows fans of the Armored Core series to actually play the game on ground, on site. And I guess some content creators actually did that as well, and that is why they actually released this preview to increase the hype for the game. And from the looks of it, all the creators actually just have all things positive to talk about the game. And with that said, you have to remember that Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is a game developed by From Software themselves. Yeah, Elden Ring, Game of the Year. Yep, see the whole same pattern coming in here. When they are going to actually develop a game, they are not just simply develop something. They are definitely going to develop a game that has its very special niche and has hyper focus on delivering what the original core gameplay that the title was representing for like so long. I believe a lot of Armored Core fans are like, "Oh wow, this is crazy," because this is probably the longest time they had to wait for the next Armored Core game in their lives, and not to mention an Armored Core game officially released right after Elden Ring. That is insanity, because usually people only know about the Souls game just because of Elden Ring's success, and now they are going to do the same thing for the mech genre, a game genre that is slowly being forgotten by a lot of other, you know, games and a lot of gamers because of the FPS title or the genres is just so overloaded nowadays that you rarely see people actually enjoying Mac games at all. Even the live service Mac games are just really dying or just irrelevant at this point. However, well, this is not just a single player game. Apparently, there will be like, um, 6 player versus gameplay modes, or you can play it co op as well with other AC players as well in certain modes, I guess. That means, you can either play with your friends or you can also engage with other people in PvP combat, which is amazing because the Armored Core series has always have these like rivalry systems, which means that there are other AC pilots that you need to contest in order to see who is the more superior AC pilot. And for the most part, of course, it's you because you are the one who is like the main character, anyways. But for the most part, they always have different gimmicks, different ways to combat you, and You always need to figure out their moves and their ways of taking them down instead of them taking you down or something like that, which is actually pretty engaging, especially looking at the whole system now. Now, I think if there is a game that is beneficial from like the progression of technology in terms of like game development, I think Armor Core 6 is benefiting from it immensely. The world is not just going to be like this open world for no reason, because you need to have to figure out what kind of ways for you to traverse through the whole level, instead of like, oh, it's just an open world that, well, you can just walk around, I guess. But no, Armor Core, because in Armor Core you have a mech suit here, literally, that you can customize every single part of it. So, for example, maybe you want to just go be grounded unit on a map that is full of units that's mostly grounded or something. You can probably do that. Or if there's a map that's full of a lot of flying enemies or just enemies that's on the ground, but you wanted to like avoid them at all costs, you can maybe build a flying unit yourself. You can maybe use a flying unit and equip it on your armor core, and that's just the possibilities that is being shown in just this gameplay preview and the previous trailers are just insane. I There's so many stats for you to like look through, and maybe there's so many ways for you to even build your own armor core at that point. I I I don't really know that much mech games that has this complexity for you to actually build such immensely different armor core builds than other. And I believe, Armor Core 6 definitely could deliver that customization, dream for most mech game lovers. And I really do hope that right after this game is released and has gained its recognition, or at least, be known in the gaming genre as a extremely great way to capture gamers into like enjoying mecha games in general. I just hope that the Gundam franchise would follow this trend and just literally make a AC like Gundam game. If you are able to do that and release it globally, I'll tell you, this is going to blow up the whole mecha genre. And people will not only just like the mech genre in general, not only there will be more mech genre games that have action combat like this coming out more frequently, there will be more mech games with much more customizability. There will be more mech games with much more story modes and XCOM like style games coming out later on as well, because that's just how mech games has always been nowadays. It's either a turn-based ones, or it's a real-time one, or it's an action one, just like Armored Core. I can remember in the back of my head there are a lot of series about mech games, for example, like Front Mission. I can still remember like Armor Core. Of course, it's literally in the title of the video. There's the Gundam versus Gundam games, which are always just locked in Japan on arcade machines. I mean, come on, guys! They tried to make like the successors that is available in consoles and stuff like that, but then it just cannot compare to the arcade versions, which are much more superior in my I believe, I guess. And maybe, create more unique mech experiences, like improving the games, like for example how the Gundam Battle Operation 2 release is just so bad. I just wish they actually had a much more high fidelity or a much more modern sequel, but I guess that modern sequel failed back then, so yeah, that's just how it is. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video to showcase the possibility of a mech game renaissance that's going to be brought forward by this game here, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. From what I've seen, I think if you actually pre-order this game, it will be fine, because I don't really think FromSoft is going to just, do this game a bad job or something, because of their track record so far of Elden Ring. and being it being like the game of the year, even if it's had having some performance issues, that is just like minor stuff. For me, this is like the, probably the Mac games of my dreams, and I just I just wish there are more Mac games doing it justice like Armored Core did. So, hopefully when the game is out and not getting even further delays again, I just hope more people would know that the Mac game could have been very, very good. And it definitely never had looked better than this gameplay preview video. Go watch it if you want to, because my video that I'm actually recording this on, the footage that you're looking at is just 480p. It's not really like the highest quality you can get, like in comparison. So just go and watch the official video that I'm going to link below here, and maybe think about it. Maybe if you like Mac games or not, I just wish more people know about the whole Mac genre and the possible potential that it brings to the gaming genre. That's all I want to talk about. So that's all. Sayonara.